kung naaba mo ana na mga functionalities, no? Naaba mo yung mga ingon ana na functionalities sa inyong LMS. So, i-check ninyo if kanang capable ba ang inyong mga gipang propose na system. Okay, Visaya. Capable ba ang inyong gipang propose na system sa kanang kuan? Ato na mga features na to. Alright? So, I'll be sharing with you my presentation. Slideshow. Okay, klaro? I cannot read na your comments, your message once mag-present ko. Okay, makita? Alright. So, an overview of learning management system. Ay, bakit ayaw mag... So let's define first what an LMS. But I'm pretty sure that you already are aware what an LMS means, diba? Because you already used several, or you are already used to it, or you are using several learning management systems already, such as your Google Classroom, Edmodo, the class marker that we had last time, diba? And many others pa, no? So, technically, LMS is a server-based software program that interfaces with a database containing information about users, of course, courses, and content. Users, so na ay three main users of an LMS. So, ang una, si administrator, no? Si teachers and the students na to. So, basically, an administrator has kanang mga administrative functions na ginatawag nato, no? Tapos, teachers and students, of course, mao to siyang mga main isa sa mao to siya ang bale the benefactor, the beneficiary of the system, no? Then of course the courses nato, so and the content of that course na. So it provides a place for learning and teaching activities to occur within a seamless environment. So again, it provides now a place for learning. So, but it is a virtual place for learning and teaching activities. So when we say learning and teaching activities, that includes what we are doing right now, discussing something, communicating with the students, no, asking questions to the teachers, no, creating assessment task for the students, no, submitting the assessment task, no, ng to the teachers, mga ganon. So those are learning and teaching activities, which it also includes collaborations, no, group work collaborations among students. So on that is not dependent upon time and space boundaries. So that is why it is internet-based application nga na ginatawag na to. These systems allows educational institution to manage a large number of fully online or blended, part online and part face-to-face courses using a common interface and set of resources. So what we are doing right now is actually fully online. Kay kuan man, there's no face-to-face man nga klase that occurs sa atua. Blended learning is already kanang kuan na siya, kanang used by the ama. Because before, mga, I think, 2 years, 1 year before I left ama, because I was teaching um, in ama before. So, we are into blended already. Na ay kanang, but what's the setup in ama is the head office, sila yung mag-provide ng ano, mga materials, sila yung mag-provide. There will be two teachers actually ang students. So, teachers sa face-to-face, all right? So, which kami. Tapos, naapoy teachers sila sa blended. So, the teachers in blended, kay sila yung maghatag og mga quizzes, naa sila po yung exam dito. Kami sad also will give um, discussions also, napod mi exam. So, which is dili na siya common practice ng other kanang mga school implementing blended education. Kay kuan man, dapat isa lang ang teacher. So sa amo, what happens in ama is dalawa ang teacher. So na teacher sa blended as online, apoy teacher sa face to face. Mag-merge lang ang amo ang grado. Bali, ang amua will be supplement lang sa kanang lessons na naa sa online. It's a strategy ng head office kay kuan man, isa lang man ang teacher sa online. So, and then kami, deloaded me, makuhaan me. Let's for example, in a 3-hour subject a week, so 2 hours na lang amo, ang 1 hour will be online. So, ibig sabihin, makuhaan mo 1 hour, so bawas to sa sweldo. Kay isa lang man kabuok ang teacher sa online, niya mo handle sa national na tibuok Philippines nga student ana na course, so mas makasave jud sila. So more ingon ana good, it was done maybe because of kanang kuan nga cost cutting siguro na kuan na tawag ani na kanang strategy. So ingon ana tong nahitabo sa kanang kuan sa ama. So they were actually siguro one of the pioneers in blended learning na ginatawag. So that's fully online and blended. So pwedeng ganon also in using learning management system. So face-to-face courses that use an LMS for required or supplemental activities are often referred to as web-enhanced courses. So, say for example, kanang the setup really ng teaching learning is face-to-face. And some teachers uses kuan lang, LMS as support, as supplemental activities daw. So those kanang mga LMS na to are called web-enhanced courses. Okay? So learning management systems are known in the literature by several different names. So lahi-lahi ang tawag sa iyaha. So we have the course management system. So kaning course management systems, mas common ni siya sa United States na ang natawag sa LMS na to. Virtual learning environments naman are more known in Europe naman daw siya. And then we have the e-learning courseware, which is kaning atong nahibalaan nga kuan e-learning na karon sa Philippines. All right? And other countries as well. Or electronic learning courseware nga. So before discussing the details of kuan kanang learning management system, let's check muna the growth of LMS. So ibig sabihin, um, ang iyahang kanang kuan needs, kumbaga. So throughout the years. So the campus computing project now reported in 2002 that approximately 3/4 or 3/4 no, of all colleges and universities in the US had adopted an LMS. All right, 3/4. So even before, so ibig sabihin, kuan na sila, even katong pre-pandemic time, they were using na kuan, learning management system. So by 2006, LMS adoption had increased to 90%. So in 2006, 90% from 2002, 90, in 2006, it increased to 90%. So how much more today? No? So of course, tanan that offers, tanan nga wala nag-close na school karon is of course using an LMS na, diba? It's 100%. Wala may face-to-face class. Between the years 2004 and 2006, so 2004 to 2006, the LMS market enjoyed a growth of 26% and generated an estimated $480 million in annual revenues. So this is in the market naman because there are mga companies that offers kanang kuan services with regards to learning management system. So example, kanang um, katong class marker ninyo, I paid for it. No, I paid for it para you can I can give you quizzes atos ay exam sa inyo ha. So actually I paid for it. So between 2006 and 2008, growth was a more modest ng 10.6%, likely due to the market saturation and slowing economy. Or maybe because also in 2004 and 2006 kay daghan na tong kuan ato nag nagpa-member or who avails the learning management system. However, in 2009 now revenues were projected to be at least 715 million. Okay? Dollars. These are in dollars by the way ha. During its first 5 years, 2001 to 2006, kining desire to learn, which is kanang learning management software, no, kay experience a 2,117% growth in revenue. So yun ana kadako ang opportunity. How much? Imagine ako karon kung pila ang na gain sa pilang revenue nga nakuha sa mga kanang kuan karon sa mga nag-offer og LMS services. Tapos Angel Learning naman became the fastest growing LMS among community colleges, with its market share increasing over 10% from 2007 to 2008. Tapos Blackboard, which is one of the kanang kuan ni siya, commercial software ni siya, Blackboard incorporations, acquisitions of WebCT in 2006 created an entity with a client base representing an 80% share of the educational LMS market. So, no, dako kayo, ang market share nila is 80%. So, basically, most of the schools that uses an LMS are their customers or their clients. And its purchase of Angel Learning in 2009 further cemented its dominance. So, kana siya. I think Malayan is using Blackboard, where na-mention to sa ko ang friend. So, we have the features of LMS. So, I want you kuan ha, to check nga kung do you offer these features na ni. Okay? So, these are checklist, no? So, we have 4 and we will discuss this next in the we will discuss each rather some following slides na. So una is the content creation. So basically who creates content, it will be the teachers, no? The teacher creates contents, no? That will be provided to the students. Then communication. So who communicates? It is communication between teacher and student, or student to student. Okay. In some cases also, so naapoy communication occurs between teacher and teacher. So I think if I'm not mistaken, Edmodo, parang nakita na ako si Edmodo na I teacher also that na pwede nimong ma-add. I'm not pretty sure, pero murag na ako'y nakita dito. Wala na ako siya gi-explore. Then assessment, of course, assessment na ihatag nato for student, and the administration nga side naman. Okay, so I think feeling na ko na aning tulo ang communication medyo based on katong initial checking, feeling na ko medyo walay communication nga na-appeal sa inyo. But these are the important features ng isang LMS. So, content creation. Content creations and display tools allows instructor to generate course content within an embedded text or HTML editor, or to upload documents, spreadsheets, presentations, images, animations, audio or video into the LMS. So I think all of you have this functionality naman. So ito lang sigurong content within an embedded text or HTML. Any one of you, na ba mo'y ingon ani? So I think, napa ba ko? Masigsigir ako istorya dere. Do you still hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's the content creations. So also, you can provide hyperlinks. No? Hyperlinks can point to websites or document residing outside LMS. So pwede din ganon. If the content that the teacher creates is outside the LMS, so pwede na automatic that magiging hyperlinks to siya when it is shared to the students. Then, pwede din also that assignments or drop boxes provide a place for students to submit assigned materials to their instructors for grading and feedback. So, sa side naman ng student, so naapoy kanang assignments or drop boxes na dito i-submit daw ang inyuhang mga contents. So, of course, students has their own contents also. Kay katong mga task projects nila na ihatag nila sa teachers. So, dapat daw na ada yung mga drop boxes or assignment boxes provided for students. Of course, when ay mga assignments, dito naman lang mo po diretso on that assignment, dito naman lang po mo mag-submit, di ba? So, katong mga ingon ana. And that is automatically stored in our case, so Google Classroom, kay all submissions ninyo, kay naana siya sa ako ang kanang kuan, Google Drive, maabot. Okay? That is why some of you, kanang, especially kanang na ako'y video na or assignment na gipakuan, yeah, you will try to open your classmates' work, no, tan-awon naanay mo ingon niya kanang mga yung permission ay ma-email ko ana nga you ikaw nga student ask permission to view let's say for example view kanang lagangs work lagangs assignment. I will be notified na mga yung permission na i-view na siya, parang ganon. So that's the content creation na to. Instructor also, so parts of content creation, instructor can organize contents into folders and subfolders and can use the content release features to display or hide folders and individual content items, thereby giving the instructor control over the contents. Content is viewable when content is viewable by students. Anong ibig sabihin? One of the kanang feature, one of the functionality ng content creation is to allow daw the instructor to create folders and subfolders and to allow them na kuan kanang kanusa nila pwedeng ipakita, ipa-access tong mga materials na to. Alright? So that's kuan, the instructor na kanang power over the content. So, pwede siyang mag-upload og daghan, but pwede niyang ang accessibility ato kay this will be accessible on these dates only. Diba naman yung mga ingon ana. So, kana siya. So, pwedeng, that's part of the functions under content creation nato. So, which is very, kanang kuan na siya, kanang useful na siya. It is not only sa content, sa assessment also. So, di ba, sa mga quizzes na, or exams na accessible lang within this specific period. After that, ma-close na ang quiz or exams. You will no longer capable of taking the exam after the specified time. So, murag ingon anak ko good yeah. So that's the features of functionality of the content creation. So daghan ka dapat sa alang-alang gihapon. So aside from uploading, so kani siya pwede po na nimo uploading materials, pwede kaning uban pa, pwede pa na nimong i-incorporate in your learning management system or LMS. Next is communication tools. Communication tools found in an LMS allows instructors to incorporate student, instructor, and student-to-student interaction into the course. So, ibig sabihin, it allows teacher and student-to-student communicate from one another. So, there are two types of kanang kuan, communication. So, pwedeng asynchronous or synchronous communication. Synchronous, of course, these are non-real time. No. Dili actual ang communication that occurs between student and student or student-instructor. So these are tools that include course announcements. So when the teacher posts announcements, students' web pages, emails to instructors and class members, threaded discussion boards, wikis, blogs, and file sharing are example of asynchronous tools. No? So, kana siya. Basically, daily real-time ang communication between users. Then we have also synchronous or real-time tools found in a typical LMS include text, chat, whiteboard, and a shareable web browser. So, kana siya. So, kaning video chat na to gani karon, which is not included. So, this is also a synchronous communication tools. Nang chat na to dira sa to ang kuan kanang mag type of present. So, di ba? And it shows an example of communication tool also. And of course, you can email, di ba? You can email you can email, I can email you directly using this Google Classroom na ni. I can post announcements, you can ask questions, di ba? You can comment. So those are communication tools. I believe this, as what I have mentioned nga kanina, this I believe is lacking sa inyong kuan kanang LMS. So if you could incorporate communication tools into your LMS, maayo kaayo. So I encourage you to I not encourage. I will require you. I will require. Again, take note. I will require you to have communication tools in your LMS. Require. Groups of students can be placed into virtual teams or groups, which may include text chat, threaded discussions, and file sharing ability that can be seen only by the members of the group and by their instructors. Actually, this one, kaning diri, I can create kanang mga sub uh, meetings, no? Pwede din ganun. I can create kanang sub meetings ani sa iya. I forget the term, but I've tried this one sa ako ang masteral na klase. So, grupo-grupo na ko sila, then I created kanang kuan out of this sa kanina classroom na. So, ganon. So, pwedeng ingon ana also. Then for the assessment tool, the third features. Assessment tools provide instructors with a number of ways to test, survey, and track students' achievements in activity in the course. Last time, on Monday, I mentioned that katong plugins, sorry, kanang plugins are used in ano man good, tawag neto, mga CMS kana WordPress ba karon, APIs. What I mean last time is an API. Na yung mga APIs, no, na pang that pwede ninyong gamiton to give to have functionality, no, to incorporate the quizzes na functionality. So API to akong ginamit, not the plugins. Alright, so try ninyo look for mga quiz makers na na mga API para API na lang inyong gamiton. You don't have to code for the quizzes, ganon. So you can use APIs. Common tools to include a test assessment managers, for creating and deploying exams. Ana siya. A generator for creating different types of questions. Okay? So, naapod also. So, last time, multiple choice lang to ang inyong napakita. So, kung different types of questions includes multiple choice, true or false, essay, short answer, matching time. These are nani siya tanan sa kuan, sa class marker. And question pools or test banks to store questions that can be used for multiple exams. So kani siya, test banks also na ni siya sa class marker. So I can add questions there. Tapos I can tag what the question is, what topic that question is para matag na ko siya. So, I can select questions no para i-appeal na ko sa kuang exam. Si Edmodo naman, si Edmodo kaya yang i-record or the quizzes lang talaga. No? I can reuse the quiz, ganon. Pero si class marker, that's why I created the class marker. I open an account class marker kay nasa ingon ani no functionality. Um, I can select questions no nga i-add na ko sa kuan sa exams. So every time I will create an exam, automatic to siya. Murag basically ang akong ginabuhat is to create questions tapos i-store na siya sa test banks tapos I can select questions from the test box. Ganon. So that is an assessment tools. So questions in an exam and choices in a multiple choice option can be randomized and can be displayed one at a time or all at once. Okay? So, si class marker nga has the functionality also, speaking of exams, so pwede kung I can decide kung how many questions will be displayed per page. Pwede kong i-display na ko in one page all the questions kay i-display na ko. Pwedeng one question per page, two questions per page, ganon. I can specify nga ingon ana ang ako ang display sa ako ang exam. So I hope programmers dapat naminaw mo ani og tarong para you can have kana you can somehow incorporate some of the functions. Instructors also can give a time limit for exams and can specify the type and amount of feedback the students receive for correct and incorrect answers. Okay, si LMS, si class marker lang ako ng example because I love class marker really. So si class marker ang ako ang ginagamit when I give exams to even sa lain nga kuan, lain na mga kuan, na mga subjects. I can give time limit nga. I can make it available, not available. Pwede din na automatic na, let's say for example, common ni siya sa mga kanang mga, because I'm teaching sa kuan gihapon sa kanang mga pharmacy. Kanang common nila kay ma-disconnect sila, ganon. So what happens there is dili mahuman ang exam. So pwede na akong i-allow sila for retake. So ganon. Pwede kong ipa-retake or kung naputol sila tapos or naghang sila tapos pwede na ko I can stop the time. Na mo message lang na sila, sir, kuan ko kanang naghang ako ang unit or nawala akong internet. So magdagan man ang time no kay na-access naman. So that what I will do is to stop the time para kanang once mobalik sila, maka-continue na sila sa ilahang time. Ganon, daghan kayo gwapo si class marker. Do si class marker or for kuan lang na siya. Assessment. Pang assessment lang na siya. Tool. Dili jud siya nga na ay actually na ay communication tool nato kay pwede man maka-email dito pero walay kuan. Walay kanang dili pwede maka-upload og contents naman yun ana. An electronic grade book for managing students' assignments and displaying students' grade in a feature is a feature of LMS and is the most highly valued LMS features by students. So kana siya makita ang grades ng mga students. So, but kato last time sa inyo ha, I believe wala na pa mo nakita ato. Kasi sa uban kay ako kang wala na ko ginaalaw nga ibalik ang results lang pero dili na ko gipakita kung unsa ilang mali kay ma-share man sa ubang students. No? Ganon. So dili na ko ginapahibalo ang kuan kanang result ang kanang asa sila nagmali, unsa nga question sila mali, ganon. Instructor has a functionality to track students' activity within LMS, including logins, time spent, and specific areas visited as well. So, kana siya. Tracking of students' activity, si Google Classroom na to. I can view each of you. Makita na ko kung unsa na mga assignments na wala pa ninyo na submit, everything. Makita dito. Katong mga graded, ungraded, makita na ko siya individually. Administrative tools. Administrative tools for instructors include control panels. So sometimes kasi, instructors or the administrator, no? So, kana siya kung ang ato ang LMS kay duha lang kabok ang users. Kanang si teacher lang og si tawag neto si student. Murag pang Edmodo type ba? Na mga ana god na wala dyan administrator. There's no administrator that will add account ni teacher, ni student, ganon. So si teacher lang na tanan. So instructors include control panel with the ability to manage the settings for the content creation, communication, assessment tools, customize the look of the course, make tools, content, and resources available or unavailable to users, manage files, and move or copy content. Kanya siya. Administrator tools for LMS system administrators allow them to manage the creation of users' account and courses, enrollment of instructors and students into the course, enabling and disabling of accounts in courses and tracking activities in the system. With regards to creating kanang kuan, creating courses, si teacher can create courses. Si teacher can create courses sa Google Classroom. I can create course, but kuan na siya, ang ginabuhat ana kay ang MIS department na ni UIC ang nag-create of courses. Some of you were already enrolled sa class sa Google Classroom, but si teacher can also add student as well. No, katong mga sometimes mga ma-miss sa MIS na mga sa pag-add, si teacher na ang mag-invite ana nga to add na mag-add ang students. So kana siya. Tapos ang courses pwede pun i-archive ni teacher. Yung mga ganon. So, this administrative lang yapon na tools. Mga add-on components of an LMS. So, kuan ni siya, mga add-ons lang. Kumbaga, spices na siya sa inyuhang learning management system. The e-portfolio. It is a personal storage area allotted to individual students that resides apart from the online courses. So the e-portfolio allows students to archive the assignments and projects created in their courses, often referred to as artifacts ang tawag, for use in later courses, for meeting graduation requirements, or for perusal of potential employers. Kana siya, pwede daw po ingon ana na i-archive, then later on, let's for example, you have your mga projects and everything. So, pwede nimong i-archive. Then, kung gusto nimo siya i-retrieve, gamiton in the near future, i-retrieve lang na nimo siya. So, same as katong sa ako ang courses, pwede na akong i-archive ang isa ka course. Then, later on, gamiton na pud na ako siya, pwedeng ganon. Then also, aside from e-portfolio, we have learning object repository. So allows for content to be stored outside of the individual online courses. It provides for sharing of content among different courses. So ibig sabihin, aside sa kana kita nag-submit ka, katong pareha sa akong giingon ka kanina, all your submissions are automatically stored into my tawag neto kanang si tawag ana sa ako ang katong drive, no? So parehag ingon ana. A personal repository permits an instructor to save content apart from a particular course and then import the content into one or more other courses. Pwedeng ganun daw na. So for example, magbuhat kong content, tapos kana na content pwede na kong gamiton na siya sa laing courses pod. Ibig sabihin, di lang na siya, kanang content is not intended only for one, for a specific kanang course. Pwede siya magamit sa other courses as well. It also allows instructors to, the option to link to items inside the repository rather than having to copy the item each time into their courses. So, redundancy man na siya, di ba? So, instead, pwede nimo i-link na. Let's say, for example, kani siyang nakastore diri kay kuan siya. I-link na ko ni siya sa duha ka courses or something like that. Then another add-on is institutional outcome assessment systems. So track students' improvement according to their institutional objectives and standards. Mo ni siya ang example sa kung ginaingon last time. Kato di ba? Kato magpataas-taas mong kamot. So for example, magpataas-taas mong kamot kay kanang kinsay tama ani na question, kinsay mali ani na question, pila ka buok kwan. Pwede man na nganong ginabuhat, if you can still remember why teacher does it, do it, did it nung elementary ninyong high school, kay requirement to siya, isubmit man to siya sa DepEd. So murag na ay mga kuan kanang evaluation of the topic ba kung how kuan student understands the topic. So mo nang gina-record nila kung kinsa tama, kinsa mali. So ana mga ana. So that's part of the institutional outcome assessment systems na requirement. So murag ingon ana. So pwedeng automatic na siya na ma-generate na report na sa ato ang LMS. Maingon ana for evaluation of the topic and evaluation sa learning ng student. So these are um, kanang mga tools, no, na pwede nimong ma-incorporate. So you can have this. So advantages of an LMS. So una, it brought content delivery. Of course, katong mga features niya or actually advantage ito niya. It brought content delivery, communication, assessments, and administrations of online instruction into a single secure platform that could be accessed by anyone on the internet. Of course, with imposed security also. So na yung mga security na impose such as kaning mga kanang mga kuan nato user accounts na yung mga passwords and so on. The standardized interface of an LMS made it easy for students to navigate through different online courses and for faculty to put their contents online. So, standardized man. So, ibig sabihin, dili every course kay lahi-lahi na LMS. So, isa lang man siya. So, mas adjusted ang students and teachers to navigate niya. The secure password protected nature of an LMS limits access of um, limit access of instructional resources to users enrolled in the course, which permits instructors to take greater advantage of fair use and tech act protections for instructional use of materials than would be possible using the institution's public website. Tapos, the ability of several LMS products also to deliver instructions using our mobile devices. So, gina-take advantage po na sila because nga daw, many users of the LMS or students or kuan kanang using mobile devices rather than computers. So, naay mga LMS that has kanang mobile version, no? Kanang sa kuan sa tawag nito sa LMS. Then results of the LMS conducted by Educos LMS over 12,000 college students kay mao ni siya. The features of the LMS that the students used most often daw and rated the most valuable were the ability to keep track of grades. So, mao na ang inyong tamanan ha sa inyong LMS. Si students daw will be able to keep track of grades, access sample quizzes, class readings and syllabi, taking tests online and turning in assignments online, and getting assignments box with feedback and grades. Ano siya. So, ibig sabihin, teachers can give feedback to the assignment, to the submitted assignments. Ang students did not rate online discussion board assignments nearly as high also. So, ibig sabihin, dili kayo sila, wala kayo ginatagaan o pansin, which I think true to all, ang online discussion board or parihaaning atong ginabuhat karon. I doubt if you are still, or kung all of you 100% are still listening on my discussion right now. No? Limitations naman. So, kakulangan niya. Dili siya capable of doing it. Many users found that the systems were often slow, or the disadvantage niya, often slow, confusing, and focused more upon administrative needs than students' needs. Okay. Common complaint was that LMS interface was dull and rigid compared to more engaging online social environments such as MySpace or Facebook and YouTube. So that is why, kung pansinin nyo, Edmodo, mura na siya concept of Facebook and others, kanang Google Classroom ninyo, you will be notified kung na ay mga new updates, so on and so forth. Siemens noted that the LMS interface is not friendly to many users and should be simplified and made more intuitive. Lane naman found that current systems were designed to function primarily as repository of materials and did not support sound pedagogical practice. Kanang teaching ba? No? Mga kanang ways and methods of teachings. So wala daw kaayo naga-support ana. Kenya, Green, and Eggers lamented that lack of instructional design guidance and absence of tools for the development of rich multimedia-based instruction. So wala bitaw kayo ingon ana because the multimedia, the naisab ang mga ang contents are readily are created by teachers outside the LMS murag yun ana pod. So walay kanang kuan functionality nga naay yun na kanang gi-add sa LMS nga maka-create og multimedia output kuan ang teacher. Do not include also tools to guide the instructors in the design of online instructions and in sound pedagogical practice. So, um, once the institution or the teacher decides to use kanang LMS, so nana siya dapat isalang-alang with regards to the deployment. So we have the standalone versus integrated deployment. So functions can be performed using standalone or integrated LMS strategy. Of course, the creation and management of users account, the creation and management of course shells, and enrollment of students and instructors in their courses. But kanang naay mga but uh, what to choose kung stand alone ba or integrated ang imuhang deployment. So let's discuss this one by one. In a standalone LMS daw, kanang it is one that does not have a direct interface with other campus administrative or academic system. The creation and management of user accounts, including username and password, the creation of new courses, and the enrollment of instructors and students into courses occur manually by having an administrator enters the users and course data into the system. So this is what happened with our kuan sa ato ang Google Classroom, no? So um kuan stand alone siya because dili siya gikan sa directly gikan sa ato ang kanang enrollment system or student system ba karon, no? So kailangan pa manually i-create ang accounts, i-add ang courses and everything. So wala siya naka-integrate sa kuan laing system. A more efficient way to run a standalone system is by using a batch file feed for the creation of user accounts, new courses, and enrollment. So, pwedeng natong i-Excel, no? Tapos, with specific format, CSV format, makaron. Tapos, i-upload lang nimo, automatic na it will create multiple accounts for you. In an integrated deployment naman, integrating the LMS with the student's information system. Ibig sabihin, na ay systems for students automatically integrate siya dito sa atuang LMS. In an integration systems, the file of the user's account, courses creation, students enrollment, and instructor assignments are fed directly from the SIS into the LMS nato. So the administrator dili na manually create accounts or courses or whatever. Integrating the LMS with the campus administrative systems eliminate real-time consuming data entry or manual uploading of multiple text files naman. Okay, diretso naman. They shared common databases man. Another advantage is that instructors do not have to manually enroll or drop students into their online courses. So, say for example, na student kinag-drop. So, of course, they process siya sa kanang registrar. So, automatic na po, mawala na po na sa ato ang account. No? So, upon enrollment ninyo, let's say for example, so automatic na po mo ma-add dapat sa kuang classroom. Pero dili man ingon na ang nahitabo because it is a standalone. The main disadvantage of integrated systems are the extra costs involved in programming the systems to work together and licensing the event-driven or snapshot hardware or software tools from the LMS vendors. Yun siya. Because since you have to um, share data from other systems, so you really have to na yung integration nga mahitabo and it has extra cost. Then pwede po nimong self-hosted or vendor-hosted. An LMS can be hosted and maintained on the institution's own servers, or the choice can be made to contract with an outside vendors to provide hosting and maintenance through an application service provider's ASP agreement. So pwedeng, yun nga, kung ang institution has their own servers, then self-hosted na siya. Kung wala, then they have to use ASPs. That's the vendor-hosted naman. Self-hosting allows institution to retain a greater level of control over the operation, timeline, upgrades, and maintenance of the systems, and will usually result in significant lower fees paid to the vendor. But what's the problem here is, oh, sorry, what's the problem here with the self-hosting kay kuan kanang um, you need to hire programmers, you hire technicians, you will purchase the resort, the kanang servers and everything, no? So naagyapoy maintenance cost tanan. So eventually dako gihapon ang cost ana. Instead of kung sa vendor out of the shelf lang applications kanang paliton lang nimo ang service or the service nimo kay sa ASP kay dito naman gi-house man nimo dito. So ibig sabihin who will maintain the software, it is the vendor, no? Naka-house siya sa ilang server, who manage it, it is kwan lang gyapon. So that is why no additional tasks sa school. So that is why most schools are purchasing this one sa ASP instead of developing their own. So that ends our discussions. Questions? Questions? Patay, wa ni naminaw tanan. Hoy. Sure. Wala sa karon. So, again, clear. I hope clear masyado ang mga features na unsa ni and na discuss kay kanina because that will be incorporated dapat sa inyong mga kanang kuan sa inyong mga LMS. Think of ways how to incorporate kanang those features na to. Alright, kung wala na, William Hill, lead us the prayer. Yes, Maynard. Pwede ako email or what? What do you mean literal? O, magsugod na kag-ampo, Villamil. Kung gusto kang makapasar. Nganuman, Villamil. I will respect you kung mo explain ka, pero kung dili ka mo explain, ah, sige. Who, o, Kolanggo.
So,
Sige.
altogether, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, Amen. Glory be to the Father and to the Son and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, as shall we, and
Amen. All right. So, next meeting, checking time. So, be do your LMS and your simulation. Bye everyone.